Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Diamond Genji. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate that. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join the Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
It's fine. It's gonna force you into a not amazing situation. Oh, you don't even have dash for this. So where are you gonna be when this ends? You're just gonna be down the sight line. So you wanted to actually be already veering with your deflect to get yourself to cover. I don't like that you are still here as your deflect is coming to an end. Yeah, so this is a sight line that the opponents wanted to shoot down, were shooting down. That Ashe is going to shoot down, but like even ignoring that Ashe, the enemy core was shooting down this sight line at your deflect, and your deflect has now ended, and you're on that same exact sight line with no cover immediately available. It's an isolated duel, okay. Can't follow her. Go up and over. Why? Why did you do this rather than do Genji things and go up and over? Like, take advantage of your kit. Take advantage of the fact that it's going to give you easy headshots. You just need, like, one shuriken, one set of shurikens. You're okay. Like, you can go, hey, it's one set of shurikens. I'm going to hit her with one set of shurikens, and it'll be just fine from up here. And if I need to double jump to hit her with a third, so be it. But like, or a second, so be it. But like, coming out here, at least you did it at a not quite normal height, but this isn't exactly what you wanted to do. You had a better option. Gave you more likelihood of hitting the headshot, gave you better cover as you were doing it, all those things. Okay. Are you recording this? Can you upload this afterwards? Okay, it's your friend Erin, and she loves ninjas, so only Genji. This is on stream, but the stream will be saved at this location, so this will still be visible at this same URL in the future as a video. I don't really like that dash. So here you are. You do this. Why? You know this Lucio isn't weak enough to finish. You know that this Ashe isn't weak enough to finish. You've damaged her recently enough to still know what her health is. Why did you go for this? You can't dash at her when she's got support like this, because now you're stuck here. The only saving grace is you're right next to a wall that you'd usually be able to wall climb out with, but that's not actually the case here because the boat is in the way. You forced yourself into this bad situation where you're in the middle of the enemy team and you don't have dash to get out. If you use dash to go in on someone, it's either an isolated duel, which this was, and you go, it's an isolated duel, I can use my dash, I don't need a reset to get out, etc. Or it's a case of going, hey, my dash gets me the finish. Either the dash eliminates you or I dash, and I am very, very confident that within literally half a second or less, I will be able to follow up on the dash and get the elimination. What does that actually mean? That means I'm going to dash you when I have a specific combo. I'm going to dash and then hit you with 2 out of 3 shurikens for a spread shuriken headshot type thing. Or, I'm going to dash do that into a melee type stuff where, okay, that's going to get me the elimination, and I'll be able to dash right back out because of that. I'll be able to dash right back out because of that. This was not that. Okay. You can go right back to your old angle. Like, I liked when you were threatening from a different angle than your core here. That's the Genji thing to do. Did you want to come back a little bit here to get health? Sure, maybe. And then you just hop right back up here and do your work and fall this way and go back to it. Okay. Good. But you didn't need to, like, here we go. So this is fine. You get your elimination, and then you have to decide what are you going to do. The answer probably isn't just stay in the fight. It's probably leave. It might be I wall climb up and play from here, walk over here, shuriken people from here. It might be I pop deflect, but it probably wasn't just stay in the middle of the fight. Now you're popping this when you're weak. Okay.
Heroes never die.
Why? Who did you think you were eliminating? Did you just go, there's lots of people here, it's going to be lots of damage? I want my big damage dash? That's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you did. But you had no reason to believe that you'd get an elimination off of this dash, and it didn't put you in a particularly safe place. Like, at least you're at the edge of the fight, sort of outside it a little bit, but this can be a 3-people turn to deal with you, and your team, I don't know that I believe that they're going to push up to help you. So, like, this isn't where you want to be. You don't want to be in the fight with dash on cooldown as Genji. You don't. He's not durable enough. And your deflect is on cooldown too. You're counting on them to not be able to hit shots for 2 seconds until you get your deflect back. Really for longer, because deflect is not that amazing of a thing. Yeah. You could very well be eliminated right now. This is just them not having good enough aim. You do not want to just be relying on your opponents not having good enough aim. Why? Why did you dash? There was no way that that was gonna...
Objective A captured. Escort the payload.
Please be kidding me. What? They still have lamp even. Ugh. Ugh. We don't want to be here. The Ashe can shoot at us. The BAP can shoot at us. The Reinhardt can swing on us. We don't want this. Like, having the Mercy Beam is nice, but why? Why couldn't we have just been a good little Genji and gone up here and threatened them from this angle and climbed around this cover and used this terrain to just be like, I'm going to destroy you from here. I'm going to destroy you from here. You shoot at me? That's fine. I've got cover. You shoot at me? That's fine. I've got cover. Like, this was great. This would have been great. If you'd used dash even to get up here, I would have been like, well, that's silly. You have wall climb. But it would have been fine because they can't punish you. Here, you don't have dash and you're in. The Reinhardt can turn and fight you. The BAP can fight you. If they pop lamp, there's nothing you can do. This is not what we want. And I don't care that you have deflect. I'm glad that shatter hit.
This is not your time.
It's fine. Just pressure the diva. Pressure the diva all day. Great. Do you have a Anna? You do! Free win. The cyborg ninja's pushing the cart. Okay. This is silly, but hey. It's better than Mercy doing it. You'll get a chance. Don't rush it. They're gonna give you a chance here. Why? Why is your Hanzo Dragon Striking? Like, you're clearly going to win this fight with Nano Blade. Why are we Dragon Striking? Okay. Now you're in this awkward situation where you're like, well do I want a Nano Blade? Because we just spent Dragon Strike. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. So do we need to go over nano mechanics? Let's go here. Or blade mechanic. Here we are. You do this, you pull out your blade. This isn't amazing target selection, but you do have the brig here to grab, and she doesn't have rally, so that's fine. You take out the brig, you also get another elimination in there. Now you're in this situation where you should be good, but I see you wasted your dash. So that's unfortunate. Let's look at exactly what your dash was spent on. I don't think you were intentionally dashing into the ground. Okay, so you may have been dashing into the ground for damage there. I don't think so. You unfortunately don't have your dash now, so you're just in a rough spot. Probably what happened is you got caught on this. You probably got caught on the pull or got caught on this when trying to dash and wanted to go this way, but such is life. It's fine. You can look at her. You don't protect your head by not looking at her on its Genji. Okay. Good. Okay.
I am moving the payload.
So be it. Great. Still would be perfectly happy for you to get yourself up here and pressure from up here. You'd be surprised how powerful this is. Okay. Yeah, you have a reasonable, maybe. Reasonable. It's not amazing. It's not amazing. It's not. But you do get him, and there was a decent chance that you were going to get him. So that's probably the first aggressive dash. That's the second aggressive dash that I don't hate. Got your dash one, good. Good. Why? Yeah, if you could get him, it would be great. But you're not going to be able to get him. He's going to walk right back into the lamp. You're better off just popping deflect when you're back here and using that to effectively get out. Like, ugh, okay. Please farm your angles. Please farm your angles. Please farm your angles. This is your angle. This is your angle to farm. Oh, there's an Ashe up here? I will happily fight this Ashe that just used her shift to get up here and is now free for me to fight. I will happily do that. Because I got up here with wall climb. The Ashe? The Ashe. No, you're just going to let the... Okay. Do we have Nano? We do. Okay. I don't love that you're consistently making Brig your first target. It's fine. You can dash again. Well done. Good play. Good. I don't love this, but your plan was to hit him here and then tuck out here. Yeah. And now you go bye-bye. You were trying to deflect, you just got flushed. Yeah, but we're interested in what he does, not in what his teammates do. You kind of pushed up into a 1v6 there. You knew it was a 1v6. That said, I'm not griping because you clearly planned to use deflect and just didn't. Still not great to poke into 1v6s, but... Because she's playing in the front line constantly in this composition for some reason, and if she's going to play in the front line with her Reinhardt and Diva, like sandwiched between them, like she was there, and she's consistently been playing in the front like that, I just really don't care about her. I'm perfectly happy to go deeper with my blades and take out their McCree, their Soldier, their BAP first. You follow what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not really worried about their brick. It's like, yeah, there's a brig there. Cool. Maybe I'll deal with it fourth. I'm going to go work through these guys first. Thanks. I don't need to cut it through the front line here. That said, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you get the brig elimination, you get some damage on these guys, you go do it. Like, I'm not in love with it, but I'm not being terribly critical of it either. That literally is a I would prefer you didn't do that because I would prefer that this be a 9 instead of an 8 on my 10 scale. But, okay, I'm not really saying that it was, a 9 or an 8 Dragon Blade necessary, but that's sort of how it is. It's like it was a perfectly fine blade, that last one. I, in general, would prefer, okay, we're actually going to go after the backliners as opposed to trying to chew up the frontliners first, or the squishy frontliner in the front line. Not the end of the world. Cool.
Heroes never die.
Okay. And you're going to end up dashing out. You're going to end up dashing out. Understandable. Your better dash was actually going to be over. That was going to make you more safe. Good. Don't need you here. You might be thinking I want to be here because I want them shooting at me because that will let me get a good deflect off, but I'd really prefer that you climb and throw darts from here, or even better, because you did have time while you're waiting on your team to get back out of spawn here, to go over here and go, I'm going to threaten you from here, because your Rein Shield is compromised if I threaten you from here. Your Rein Shield is too busy blocking these guys. Your Diva is too busy paying attention over here. Look, instead of doing my pathetic shield break as Genji, I'll get real damage, because what I'm actually trying to do is charge my ult, not shield break. So I'm going to do it from here. And you had time to go here. I'd help your Diva. I would highly recommend checking what your Diva's checking on. I'm more interested in that. I know that you're trying to farm Blade, but whatever your Diva is doing is important. And if you go with her, it's very likely that she'll win the angle rather than contest the angle. Okay, it was the Soldier. Okay. Okay, and that's the map. Because now we get to Nano Blade for the next one, and they once again don't have Rally. So you'd like to force Lamp before Nano Blade, but honestly, when you have the Nano, it's not that big a deal. Mission accomplished. Okay, So the biggest issues so far are you're just way too happy to dash into situations that no, you should not have a reasonable belief that you're immediately going to get an elimination and be able to get out of. Like you're way too happy to do that, especially in the first half of the first half. Um, and then the second thing is we do need you playing more from your angles. We don't want you trying to shield break. We don't want you going, yes, I'm with my Reinhardt, etc. And you're not constantly playing with your Reinhardt, but we want you using your kit, using your wall climb, using your double jump to get to these places, to show up from these different angles that compromise their Reinhardt shield, let you poke around it, that let you poke from directions that the entire opposing team isn't already looking at you. That's what we want you doing. You might get less total shots off, but you'll get more ult farm as you get good at it.
Attackers incoming.
Not by itself, Carolina, but it's a piece. Like, Nanoblade doesn't have to be shut down by one individual thing. Like, it doesn't have to be like, yes, we used this one thing and this is our counter to Nanoblade. But if we have Rally going, so everyone's got some extra health going on, and we hit you with a Bash, and we hit you with a Lucio Boop, and, then we hit you with a Roadhog Hook, etc. Like, it's a piece of the equation. It gives you more shots than you'd otherwise have in a somewhat noticeable way. But no, it is not healing you 400 health per second. It is not going, yes, unlike Transcendence, Rally will let you survive a dedicated Nanoblade and Genji. No, it won't. It also makes the Briggs really fast so that she does a better job of getting on you to bash you, to give them other options, etc.
I can't wait to get into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay. Good. You gonna change angles? Sort of. Okay, where are you going now? To the right? Up top? No. Yes? Yes?
Like water.
That didn't need to be a spread. That should have been a 1, 2, 3. Okay.
This is not the end.
I am ready. I need healing.
Good. You pressed X even. I love it. Okay, go up again. Go up again. You're staying on this too long. You had all the time in the world to go up here and go, oh, hi, Hanzo, and challenge him. All the time in the world. Excuse me, you're Hanzo. Still, all the time in the world to go up here and go, I'm going to challenge from up here. Rather than camping this angle. This angle isn't as strong. Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. I knew you were going to.
Enemy contact.
That one was borderline. It's borderline lean against, but it was borderline. In terms of, and why I say that is, yes, there was a fairly reasonable expectation that your teammates were going to follow up and he was going to go down pretty quickly, but it wasn't like a 90%. It wasn't even like an 80% that your teammates were going to follow up on that McCree, or that you were going to hit the next set of shurikens on him at medium range before he was going to tap you a couple times with his Peacemaker. I always notice that when I play Winston 2, teammate Genji can only eliminate things with Blade and only pokes, doesn't help you on dives or to control high ground. Can help you control high ground a little bit, is not going to be getting a ton of eliminations unless they recognize that you are putting things low health and keeping them low health. Because what's going to happen is they need to see that you're zapping something for them to justify dashing through it, or they need to be, hey, I see you're zapping something. They happen to hit it with a shuriken, which actually tells them how little health it has, and then they're happy to dash through it and get the elimination. That's how you're going to see Genjis get eliminations when you're playing Winston with them in non-coordinated play. If you're playing an organized play, it's different. They will trust the call and go in with you harder, except playing a Genji in organized play. Haha, funny joke. But in non-organized play, what's going to happen if you're playing the Winston is you're going to say be sitting on a box, zapping the lemmings down here with your Tesla. Genji is going to be somewhere else going, aha, hoo-ha, throwing shurikens. One of them is going to hit, and he's going to go, holy cow, that's really low health, and he's going to dash through, and in doing so, he'll get to see everyone else's health, and he'll dash back out because he'll have gotten the elimination on this, and then he'll go, oh, I've still got dashes left, and he'll dash 4 times and get 4 eliminations. That's how that'll go. That res, by the way, on this map, should Ryan stand high ground and then drop, or standing next to statue is okay? The high ground is better, but you're going to leave the high ground pretty quickly, so it doesn't really matter. Like this, you're going to leave this high ground pretty darn quickly. You're pretty much never going to go, aha, we're enforcing this high ground, and if you try to walk across, we're going to run at you, run over you. You're almost always going to drop early and back up and then rotate back, and then maybe either play from here or push up from here to here. So like, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Your Rhine should hold up here to start and give it up pretty darn easily. Again, an organized play might not give it up so easily. It might run over teams, etc. But or even in higher ranks, not just organized play. Okay, do you have the Anna still? You do, but she's way behind. Hold it, hold it. You just used, yeah, good. Okay. Window should be just about over. Yep. Perfectly valid. You really like that brick burst. Do you have horror? Do you just like have scarring in your brain from when she was the ultimate Genji counter? Genji couldn't do anything, etc. in a previous iteration of Brig? Is that why you're like, I can eliminate you now, so I will? Is that what's going on? It's fine. It's not actually a problem. I'm just laughing. Yes, I hate Brig. There you go. There you go. We have our Genji player in the stream. No problem, Faith. Going for your farm. Okay. So here we sort of recognize something, which is, oh look, we're farming from this angle. We can't do a ton from here because the Rhine Shield, this is what we've been talking about, might as well break the Rhine Shield. Would be perfectly happy to swap off the Rhine Shield if we get targets. But by playing here, we sort of ended up in this situation where, yes, it's very easy for you to leave, but, you know, we're in this situation where the D.Va is really the only one on their team who could really punish us if we instead played at this wider angle. And at this wider angle, we would be able to threaten around their shield much sooner. We could be here and work our way here. And if the D.Va came after us, we do still have dash to get out, so not a big deal. And no one else can really come after us. So this wider angle is going to let us get more effective farm. We might start here so that we can send it down the chute there, but open our angle like this as they get closer so that we can do this, as opposed to this here, where we don't really have that option.
I require
Good. Yeah, you're playing for blade, that's fine. You've given up this point by choosing to play for Blade here, but that's fine.
Objective lost.
The battle continues.
So you guys play some dive there, some Tracer Genji. I love it. Okay. Okay. No, you can't fight the Genji. You have to get to the other side of this. Didn't need to drop. That's your Hanzo. So, we can go back in time here. You know that this soldier's here. You know that this soldier's going to be a problem. Really, it should be your Diva's job. It should. It's going to have to be your job. Because your Diva's not paying attention. And you didn't really drive him off. You sort of pretend drove him off. Yeah, and then you just try to take this fight out of his line of sight. But it's not really going to be out of his line of sight because he's going to be able to come right back and you know it. Like, right back and you know it. So I don't love the decision to go here. I especially don't love the decision to actually drop in front of this window. I know you're hoping that, oh, I'm going to hit this giant deflect through the window and it's going to be amazing because it'll have already been doubled. But, like, he's got a lamp here. You're going to have to destroy the lamp. He's not going to let you shoot at him so much that you're able to destroy his lamp and take him down. You were better off just going, hey, let me play for this angle. Let me play for this angle and eliminate you back here where this isn't useful. Or let me work my way back over here and actually play to not let this soldier destroy our team. Because the soldier will destroy our team. Good hits there. Is Anna there? Anna's there. So you're trying to catch up? Okay. You trying?
Back at you.
You should be in no danger. You just tried to force this. Yeah, you were in no danger. That's unfortunate.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Moira by your side.
Fine.
This is my will.
Fine. You can still force him out. Oh boy. That was dicey. That was really dicey because I don't... Okay, now you have a high confidence. No, yeah. So, that was dicey because you should not have had any level of confidence that this dash was going to take him down. Like, yes, we did that. Yes, we hit our deflect. No level of confidence that we're going to be able to take him down after this dash. He's already receiving healing. He's standing in his healing station, and we've got nothing. As much as we would love to remove this soldier, we want this soldier gone. It's not worth spending our life for if we just don't have a high probability of taking him down. We're going to have to dash out, get here, let ourselves get healed back up, and then we can go back and re-challenge. Or we can go challenge with, support from maybe the form of Zarya Bubble, maybe the form of our, Hanzo having control of this, etc. Like, it's better to back out and re-challenge than it is just go, no, I'm going to beat you right here and now. No, you don't have to do that when it comes to contesting people on high ground like this.
Time to replay. Yeah. Cover.
Okay. Okay. Yep. That was a fine dash. You're gonna pop deflect, right? No. Not really. Wasn't there. Okay. Why? Excuse me? You have ammo left. Get the reload rather than throwing shurikens while they were flattened there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Little aggressive with the second dash, but I'm not going to complain. Fine. So you caught back up to Anna when she had a 15% ult charge lead on you, which is good. That's good that you caught back up with Anna, but you should actually be a little bit ahead of her for the first time because you should have gotten good damage in a little anyways, more so during the shatter than you did because you hit that reload that just cost you like free shots, a free triple. Okay, we're gonna back up to our high ground. Yay, we are. Yeah. Okay. You can break the push with Nanoblade, assuming your team can hold it together. Looking questionable. Tried for the Diva farm. Ooh. Ooh. That one hurts. That one hurts. So here you are. We'll rewind it just because this is going to feel like the critical moment. First shot is at the Reinhardt, which is unfortunate because the Diva's right there. Then you go for the Diva, but she's already boostering, so you don't get any value there. So that's two sets of shurikens that we haven't gotten any ult charge from, and we desperately need ult charge. We need the easy shots right now. Miss a third shot on the Lucio, which we're not really leading properly on the Lucio. We weren't really leading properly on the Diva either. And then we miss another set of shurikens on the Diva there. Yeah, I mean, it feels really bad, but we did just miss a bunch of shots, so... Should we have dashed? Yes, of course we should have dashed. It doesn't feel good, but yes, of course the right answer was to dash to contest. So be it. Some of your dashing in habits showed up again at the end of this round. It was mostly gone in the middle of this review, but it was really bad in the first half of the first round, and it started to show up again in the later part of the second round here. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. Your angle play has been a bit better, but you're still losing to this Anna on ult charge speed, and we do want to get as close to possible or beat her so that she's not waiting on us with how we're playing. So we're going to have to just keep getting better at that. Some of that is going to be our angles. Some of that is going to be target selection so that we can keep better pace because we are clearly playing this game as a blade bot, which is the appropriate way to play it.
I'll get us home safe.
Yes, Genji does not want to be shooting at the Rein shield at all. Genji likes farming tanks for ult charge if they're available, but if he can't farm tanks for ult charge because it's a shield, for example, he is going to go, okay, well, I'll take the harder shots against the soldier. Genji is mostly in the poke phase in a, I want to figure out how I can get the maximum amount of ult charge. I don't care that much about the pressure and the fact that, oh, if soldier takes damage, he'll maybe run back to his team, or he'll maybe use his heal station and then he won't have it for the fight. Genji cares much less about that and much more about, I just want my ult charge wherever I can get it, and barriers don't give me ult charge.
All systems up.
Isn't it near impossible to keep up with Ana now after the 15% ult nerf? Why, yes. Yes, it is. But you're going to do the best you can. It's still the best way to play Genji. It's unfortunate, but Bladebot is still the best way to play Genji. So you just got to do everything you can. And we're working on it. There's still room. There's still room, particularly in the first round. You played the second round a bit better for more taking of these angles that are going to let you get that free ult farm.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Now 60 seconds remaining.
Why? Why are we taking this longer rotation? Just because our team's giving us time? Okay. I was pretty happy and I was pretty comfortable just to drop down here, pop up, and look for shots. Might McCree see us? Yeah, that would be annoying. Is he going to instant delete us? No. But could we be here and take a quick shot? Go, hey, let me hit the Diva, let me hit the McCree? Yes, we could. If we take damage, we're going to get healed by our team. But let's see what you're going for. Slower rotation to get to the same place. Okay.
Enemy turret ahead.
Breaking the angle at a good spot. Perfect. You're not actually interested in challenging the McCree. You're challenging the back of the tank. Just forcing it. Just close the angle. Just close the angle. He cannot afford to stare at you.
Enemy turret ahead.
30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you did a lot this fight.
Draws to its conclusion. We must
And I'm being serious. If anyone isn't clear, this was a lot of value this fight, and that the McCree was turned around 80% of the fight, and the Lucio was turned around 40% of the fight. And they were still getting damage onto the Reinhardt from the back, so this was great. That was less good. So here we are.
the battle draws to its conclusion.
We go for a health pack. We could have potentially changed our angle here rather than just going back out and immediately challenging this Torb. We don't really need to challenge this Torb. I don't mind that we do necessarily. Torb's going to pay attention to you. Yep. And now you're sort of stuck out of the fight.
Heroes never die. For a price.
And that is the thing. When I was talking about you not challenging the McCree, but instead shooting the Rhine in the back, that was good because the McCree was sort of doing the strafe dodge stuff where he was himself going behind cover, and you were perfectly happy to peek and throw shurikens at him when the McCree was behind cover. If the McCree is actually going to stay in the open and shoot at you, you're going to have to shoot at him because you have to do the damage to him to make him play safer. That'll let you go back to the higher probability target of Reinhardt for ult charge. That Torb was mostly just standing in the open going, I'm going to challenge you, which is unfortunate, but it means, yes, you do need to put the pressure on him to make him play a little more defensively so that you can go back to your easier farm because he's just totally tunneling you. Or you need to change where you're peeking from, which could have been the, hey, I'm doing this. Yeah, this is fine. I'm doing this. You know what? I'm just going to go up over here and I'm going to go do it from here. Is he going to be ready for that? Probably. But, it becomes okay, let's play a little bit of this game. I go past, I come up over here, etc. You can keep doing your I'm going to find new places to poke from thing. Not a big deal. It can be better than going for health packs, which we're playing constant catch up on. Yeah, I wasn't sure where to go after Mini, probably Mega, but this rotation is awful. Yeah, there weren't amazing options for you. I mean, it sort of was okay, I can try to go here, but it's going to take forever for me to do so. Or you could go, okay, I'm going to go here, go here and try to get myself back through Mega, which is I think what you're saying. Those are both options. They're not great. There aren't great options. I agree. So at some point we do also have to realize how the fight's going. So we can go back here. Our Reinhardt's gone down. Nah, this mostly happens after you're gone. I'm not too worried then. Sure. Can you finish the Baby Diva? Oh no, that's your Baby Diva. Sorry. Yeah, not a big deal. That's gonna feel bad. That's gonna feel bad. You did plenty for your team to win that fight, especially in the first portion of the fight before the Torb was involved on you. But, oh well. We don't need to win every individual game. We need to just keep getting better at the game. So, that's fine.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
The struggle for martial superiority is so tense. The superiority of ideas.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Okay.
Defend objective A.
It's fine. You can pressure the Diva. DM does not hold out nearly as long as Rhineberry against you. Right idea.
60 seconds.
Better leading than we were seeing earlier. Okay, break line of sight for a moment. Seriously. He will not pay attention to you if you literally go, okay, well, the Griffin's in the way, but if you literally take like a step back and go, nope, I'm going to step back and crouch, and I might still throw shurikens at the top of the head of Diva here, or I might not, but he will stop paying attention to you because he has to. Like, he can't afford for his front line to fight without him, and you might notice this has gotten too hot. You've got a few too many things paying attention to you right now. So just back off. It'll actually let you sustain longer because it'll mean you take less damage, which means you won't have to spend time looking for health packs.
I am ready.
Yeah, see, you got forced off of your angle, and it's because you greeted it too hard. You went, wait a second, there's too many people shooting at me. The BAP even is shooting at me. This is wrong. It just needed to be, I'm going to back off, and I'm going to wait half a second, maybe a second and a half, and now I'm going to peek again and go back to work, because you guys simply can't look at me for 2 seconds. You can't. If you're going to have 3-4 people look at me for 2 seconds, my team is just going to win the fight, and I guess we won't win through me getting blades. We'll win through the team deciding that they're going to stare at me with 4 people. Why are you here? You got plenty of health back. This positioning sucks. Better.
30 seconds.
Healing it up.
You see the echo. You can deflect, you can go for the mini. You're trying, doesn't matter. Okay.
10 seconds. Remaining.
Okay.
Victory.
Solid Genji play, but the Genji play had some moments of weakness. Like, if we look at this map, your Genji was weak to start. Your Genji got better. Your Genji had a little bit of a drop, we'll call it, in terms of towards the end of your second round there. You then played well for your second offensive round, though it got a little bit worse at the end. And then you played mostly fine for your final defensive round with a little bit of just a little bit of greed there in terms of how that went there. So we need to understand, like, wait, this can't happen, and we'd like to get rid of this too. But what we're really going to do is what was happening in these gaps is a little different than what was happening elsewhere. So to really get rid of these gaps, you do need to understand and fully commit to my dashes are when I am very confident that I am going to get an elimination or when they take me to safety. For some reason, for that first round or for most of that first round, you are perfectly happy to use your dashes to go in and not to go into isolated duels, but to go into fights where it's like, wait, I'm in the middle of a 1v4 or I am just outside of a 1v4, but four people can turn and deal with me pretty easily, and I can't actually get out from here. I don't actually have a way out. Or I've dashed into a 3v1, but I can wall climb out, but there's a boat above my head. Things like that. So, like, that needs to be cleaned up. You're probably not going to like hearing that because that's the Genji advice that everyone gives and everyone says about Genji, and most of the time you don't need that advice. But you do have a couple places that lasted for more than, I'm not talking a couple seconds. I'm talking of, hey, your third point defense, hey, your first 2 points attack. Those are pretty long times in an Overwatch map for you to just forget how to appropriately use dash. So that's going to need to be cleaned up. Like, that's going to have to be cleaned up if you want your Genji to work better, because that's how Genji works. Like, you have to be like, okay, I'm going to use my dashes either to get eliminations or I'm going to be using my dash to put me in safe places. Those are the ways that you can use dash. If you use a dash for an isolated duel, that's fine because your isolated duel is a relatively safe place. If people are looking and going like, but you use dashes, however, in Nano Blades, no, you don't. You use your dash because you're very confident that you're about to get an elimination off of it. So those are different things. Be aware of those. Realize that these exist and like, wait, these need to not be 80% gone from your play. They need to be like 97% gone from your play, because otherwise you will get punished and you will lose some team fights that you shouldn't, etc. So that's the first thing that I am going to tell you to work on, and I want you to work on it with like 5 to 15% of your brain power. So while you're playing the game, you might play a little bit worse because you're using 5 to 15% of your brain power to work on cleaning up these dashes to make sure you're not dashing into bad situations. And that's something that you're going to do. Might cause you to play a little bit worse because that brain power now isn't free to be used on tactics, for example. So you might play a little bit worse. But then once you really start to get it out, you bring this 80% up to 90, 95, etc. Then you go, okay, I think I've got this. Now it starts to turn around. And then you can either just let it, turn around and go, oh, yes, now I'm riding it and now I get higher. Or you can go, nope, forget this. It started to turn around, and now I'm going to start working on the next thing. And the next thing that you're going to work on, where was I with the next thing that you're going to work on? Is going to be understanding your off angles for farm. So a lot of your farm off angles were pretty good. Again, you had times when they weren't, but it's also going to come down to I'm not going to greed my off angles for farm quite as hard. Like, I'm going to take my off angles, but I am going to understand, hey, I'm going to actually get more total farm done if I respect it when they start paying too much attention to me. If I don't force these too hard. If I go, you're paying attention to me. I don't like that. Pay attention to my front line again. And now I'm going to go back to doing my work, etc. And it's not I'm sitting out here waiting for 5 seconds. It is my team is doing enough work when I'm peaking in the first place that you can't bother me. So this becomes a game of like, if I'm peaking for the first time from somewhere, I can throw a couple sets of shurikens, maybe just a couple sets of shurikens. Then I'm going to have to move somewhere else and throw a couple sets of shurikens. But if I'm peaking when my team is peaking you, I can probably go for longer. If I'm peeking while my team is fighting you and you start staring at me, I just wait behind my cover, wait behind my high ground for half a second, second and a half, and I know that you'll turn back to dealing with my team, and if you don't, I'm going to fall behind on ult charge, but it's okay because my team will win the team fight. So I'm going to re-peak in 3/4 of a second, whatever the case may be, and go back to farming you, and that's going to be fine. But by not over-challenging this, I'm going to preserve my health, and that's going to cause me to not have to relocate for new peak locations and for health packs as often as I am right now when the actual fight is going on. I hope that makes sense. So, like, when you're peeking by yourself, you're just constantly going to find new places to peek from after a couple shuriken throws because you will draw eyeballs to you, and that's a challenge. When you are peeking synergized with your team while your team's aggression is in play, because you need to peek more often than your team does, when you're peeking while your team's aggression is in play, you're looking to control this around, I can just close the angle and then reopen it a second later, a second and a half later, and do that. I don't need to spend time wandering to do a new angle, and I don't need to go, which you aren't doing a ton of when the team is saying, so I'm not saying that really for you, I'm saying that in general, but I also am not going to get my health force the same way, so I'm not going to have to spend as much time going getting health packs, which does apply to you. Okay, I hope those make sense. Those are the two things that I would have you spend the most time working on in terms of seeing the gains out of them. Could you get a little bit of shuriken accuracy? Would that help you doing a little more work in your death matches, etc., to go, hey, no, I've really got this projectile movement down. I don't have strings where I miss 6 volleys in a row. Yes, it would. But that's not where I'd send you yet. I mean, you can go work on it independently, but this is not strictly a you need better aim thing. There is room to get better at other things that are definitely going to help you out here and let you see some of these gains. So if you have questions, or if anyone has questions, go ahead and throw them up in chat now. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff. Okay. Is it smart to roll out on Kengu with 1 minute left when you might be able to farm a blade? Objectively, probably not, but I don't care because I don't tell people not to one trick by and large. One tricking is a good way to learn heroes, just like I tell people, hey, I want you working at one thing at a time with 5 to 15% of your brain power, trying to play 6 different heroes, trying to improve on 6 different heroes at once isn't as good as playing one hero to try to get as good as that hero. Our brains are just not good at trying to learn 6 different things at once, 3 different things at once, etc. So I don't care. If you're actually asking me from like okay, we're in a tournament, all the money's on the line, etc., what should we do? No, we wouldn't roll out on Genji with 1 minute left, unless we knew that we had to do a far push. If we were going second and we had to do a far push, well, it doesn't matter that there's only 1 minute on the clock because we have to win a lot of team fights anyway. That chatter mesh. She hates boats. Appreciate getting confirmation this was the main issue. No problem. Don't worry, I had so many issues. I needed some tissues. Don't do all 3 like me. Lost 700 SR because 15% of brain power times 3 is 45% brain power. That's true. Please don't do that. What's the best moment to nano Genji when he dashes up or as late as possible and risk losing line of sight? If he's doing the I'm going to dash up type thing, that's fine. You can nano him when he does the dash up type thing. That said, don't always count on Genjis to do the dash up type thing. They might use their dash as part of it, so you better make sure you can get it. You don't want to nano them to tell them to go in. You don't want to nano them when they go in, but them dashing up is them going in. If they go in more directly with their dash, though, or if they just pull out their blade in the enemy backline without dashing because they were already there, you better be able to hit it, Anna. You're not always going to get the training wheels that they like to give you on ladder of I'm dashing up, because they need to find ways to hide their pulling out the blade animation from the, what do you call it, the Anna that's trying to sleep them, etc. Enjoying a lot. It's okay to Valk to use as a discounted nano for pocketing Genji during Blade. Yeah, it's perfectly fine to go, we're going to spend Valk and Blade to win a fight, and we're going to damage boost our Genji as the focal point, and we expect that our team is going to run in, because our team should always be running in trying to get value while the Blade is going off, because it creates a ton of space for them, which should cause it to chain to them. That's fine. As Nana in Silver Games, how many heal dodged by jumping Genji should I do before I'm allowed to write him off? It's not an allowed to write him off, it's a he stops being the priority type thing. It's literally just a priority system where I would like to heal my Genji while my Rein is at 80% life. I missed. My Reinhardt is at 50% life. I probably need to heal my Reinhardt again. Even though my Genji is, going and doing this, etc., my Genji has more tools to get out or to just not do damage for a bit than my Reinhardt does. My Reinhardt is a little more stuck in the fight, so I better go back to healing my Reinhardt, and maybe I'll get my Reinhardt back up to 70, and then I can go, and if the Genji is still around somewhere, I'll get a heal on him. It's not so much that you're just going, I can't hit him, it's that you're going, my focus has to shift to the front line as this gets in, as either time passes, because hey, I was looking over here and I missed 3 shots on the Genji. Well, that's too long, and I don't know what the situation over here looks like, so I need to check back. Or I do know what the situation over here is, and I need to do this. If your Reinhardt's still chilling at 85% life and you've missed 4 shots at the Genji, but your Reinhardt is just like, yeah, I'm good, keep trying to hit the Genji. Keep trying to hit the Genji. You get the idea. Does she have GM mechanics? She goes on and on about that all the time when we talk. I don't know. I probably don't want to get in the middle of that then. Their GM mechanics here. I mean, these dashes aren't GM mechanics. The wasted dash that we saw that just got stuck here wasn't GM mechanics, and I mean right outside here because we're on second. It looks like right here. It's going to be hard for me to find a situation where a GM Genji throws 6 shuriken volleys like we saw at the end of third and doesn't get value. That said, are these good shuriken mechanics? Yes, these are good shuriken mechanics. These in general, I pointed out the particularly bad window. These in general are good shuriken mechanics, and these shuriken mechanics are not holding this Genji player back. These these shurikens are plenty fine for where we are. It's more of an understanding of, hey, let's get our peak timings down. Let's increase our peak uptime windows. Let's not have to be going for health packs as much, and let's make sure that we have other styles in the kit. Like, I also don't know what this Genji's other styles look for. Like, here we had an Ana, and we were constantly playing to Blade Bot, and that's good. There's times, like when you have a minute on the clock, when you shift your play style and you go, I'm not playing to get Blade, even though that's the best way to play Genji. I'm playing to get backline eliminations. And you're also going to charge more slowly, but you're going to go set up assassination plays, etc. And I have no idea what those look like for this player. They just weren't relevant in this game. Really appreciate this. A lot of good info I'll be working on. Thank you. No problem. No problem. And you're laughing at Marius commenting on the GM mechanics. They're good mechanics. They're not GM mechanics, but you could force your way higher with these mechanics. This is a diamond game, and you could force yourself into a higher tier of diamond with these mechanics. Masters would be tough. Low masters probably doable. You make Overwatch look so easy. Learned lots today. Thank you. Feed dashes. You have some feed dashes. Yes, it's true. But you can get rid of them. You just have to focus on it. If Gengu doesn't dash up in the air like a good boy Lucio gets Nano and you switch to Moira, no. That's not how it works. It's on you, Anna, if the Genji doesn't training wheels give you, what do you call it? The dash in the air to hit. Okay. I think that's going to do it. I'm not seeing any more questions. So once again, if you're enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe. And with